Welcome. Before we move, I invite you to find a comfortable seat. Knowing that it doesn't have to look like this. It could look like this. Just finding whatever seat feels most comfortable and supportive for you. Perhaps let your hands rest easy. If it feels supportive, gently close your eyes or soften your gaze, taking a moment to arrive. Notice your breath. Notice your body. Notice what it took to get here today. There is nothing to fix, nothing to improve. Just notice. We are at the beginning of a new year. This is often when people are encouraged to make resolutions, to promise outcomes, to decide who they should become. Yoga offers us a different practice to begin. In the Bhagavad Gita, we are reminded that we have a right to our actions, but not the results of those actions. In other words, we can choose how we show up. We cannot control how everything turns out. I want to share how this teaching is alive in my own life right now. One of my intentions this year was to show up here, to record these classes, to make them accessible and consistent. And on the surface, that sounds simple, but the lived experience is more complicated. It means waking up knowing that I made a promise. It means feeling the pressure to show up a certain way. It means navigating the tension between being visible and staying authentic. It means navigating the technical difficulties. When that pressure shows up, yoga gives me a way to work with it rather than push it away. I come back to the breath. I come back to the sensation. I remind myself that my responsibility is not to perform, but to participate, to take the next honest action and let that be enough. This is what the practice teaches me again and again. To stay with what is happening, choose presence over perfection. Let effort be sincere without demanding a specific result. So as we move today, you may notice similar sensations. The urge to rush, the desire for the pose to look or feel a certain way, the quiet question of whether you're doing enough. When that happens, use the practice the same way. Feel your breath. Notice your body. Return to the intention of showing up with care rather than control. This is not just a skill for the mat. Off the mat, we often measure ourselves by outcomes, productivity, consistency, success. Yoga reminds us that alignment comes first. When our actions reflect our values, the path unfolds in its own time. So before we begin, I invite you to set a simple intention, not about what you want to achieve, but about how you want to participate. Presence, honesty, patience, self-respect. Let that intention guide your movement today. Let it guide how you respond when things feel challenging. And when you're ready, we'll begin to deepen our breath, breathing in through the belly, all the way up to the chest. Exhale, chest, belly. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, chest, belly. Perhaps you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, chest, belly. Keep it going, just like that, staying with the breath, tuning inward. If the mind begins to drift or wander, that's okay. Simply noticing and then softly bringing your mind back to the breath. There is nowhere else to be. When you're ready, we'll bring our palms to our knees and start to make very small, slow circles in the hips, feeling the weight transfer from one sit bone to the other, feeling the sensations in the hips, and then gradually beginning to make those circles just a little bigger, moving slowly and intentionally. As your circles grow, beginning to arch the spine as you come forward and round the spine as you come back. Inhale forward, lifting the chin. Exhale back, tucking the chin. Feeling the body transfer from sit bone to tailbone, all the way around. Grounding down through the hips, awakening the spine. Let's do 2 more circles, just like that. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to go back. Inhale forward. Exhale to go back. This time, as we inhale and come forward, perhaps you sway a bit before rotating in the opposite direction. Moving intuitively, beginning to sync the movement with the breath, waking up the neck, the spine, the hips. Let's do one more big circle before we gradually start to make them smaller, taking your time with this. Letting it be intuitive until the movement is isolated in the hips once more. And when you're ready, we'll come back to center. Allow the head to rest heavy in front of you. Perhaps you sway side to side, feeling the length down the back of your neck before rolling over right ear, right shoulder, Perhaps the right hand finds the left ear as the left fingertips begin to walk away, creating more length down the left side of the neck. And exhale, release, bringing the chin back down to the chest and swaying once more before rolling the left ear over to the left shoulder, left hand to right ear, and walking the fingertips away, creating more length down the right side of the neck. Breathing deeply, exhaling to release the chin back down to the chest, swaying before making one big circle, right ear, right shoulder, all the way back, left ear, left shoulder, back down to the chest. Let's go the other direction. Left ear, left shoulder, all the way back, right ear, right shoulder, back down to the chest. Then making your way back to center, a long spine, perhaps bringing the hands back to the knees, feeling the length of the spine from tailbone to the crown of your head. When you're ready, walk your hands forward and begin to fold over your crossed legs. Inhale, exhale, release. On the next inhale, using the hands to walk yourself back into a seat and open your arms wide. Exhale to give yourself a hug as you round. Inhale to open the heart. Exhale to hug. Inhale to open. Exhale to hug. Inhale to open. Exhale to hug. Inhale to open. And this time, as we exhale, we'll take the right elbow under the left. Option to bring your hands to your shoulders, the backs of the palms together, or the fingertips touching the palm. Inhale, reach the elbows forward and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale and unravel as you open your arms wide. Exhale. This time the left elbow comes under the right, finding option 1, 2, or 3. Inhale, reach the elbows forward and up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open your arms wide. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, we'll come back to center, taking our feet out in front of us as wide as the mat. And then begin to walk the hands forward, folding between your knees, letting the whole upper body be heavy. Perhaps you even sway side to side, feeling the sensations in the hips. Breathing deeply, being with your body here. On the next inhale, use your hands to walk yourself back up, bringing the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. Coming into this butterfly shape, we'll start to flutter the wings of our butterfly, noticing the sensations in the hips before gradually transitioning into cat-cow. Inhale, pulling the heart forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, lifting the chin. Exhale, tucking the chin. Inhale, arching the spine. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, returning to a neutral spine as we bring our hands to our knees. On an exhale, press your right hand into your knee as you drop your right shoulder towards your left. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to press into the left knee as you drop your left shoulder towards the right knee. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, twisting to the right. One more time, each side. Exhale to twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, we'll come back to center, supporting our knees back together, crossing the legs or making your way into a tabletop in whatever way feels most supportive for you today. Grounding down through all 10 fingertips, the knuckle pads right below the fingers, as well as the fleshy part in between the index finger and thumb. Pressing the ground away, knees stacked under the hips, elbows under wrist. And when you're ready, we'll move through cat-cow here. Inhale, opening the heart. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, arching the back, lifting the chin. Exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. Inhale, dropping the belly as we lean into the wrist. Exhale, rounding the spine as we push ourselves back towards child's pose. Inhale, arching the spine to come forward, pressing the ground away. Exhale, rounding the spine to go back. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round back. Inhale to come back to center, finding a neutral spine. Extending the right leg out behind us will shift the weight into the heel. You can find steadiness or you can pulse, finding what you need today. On the next inhale, lifting the right leg and crossing it over the left, reaching back through the heel. You can stay just like that, or you can walk your right hand to the upper left-hand corner, creating even more length through the right side of the body. On the next inhale, we'll begin to come back to center. Returning the right hand, inhaling and lifting the right leg, reaching out through the heel, firming up the core. You could stay just like that, or you could begin to walk the left fingertips until perhaps you lift the left hand. Begin to press the earth away so that you're not sitting in your shoulder. And on an exhale, slowly bringing the elbow towards the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, return the left hand to the mat as your right foot takes a big step to the outer edge of the mat, coming into lizard pose. This is where I like to utilize my blocks, bringing the earth closer to me. Perhaps you sway side to side, noticing the sensations in the hips. You can stay just like that, or you can roll the right foot over so that you're looking at the bottom of your right foot. Again, you can find stillness, or you can sway side to side, taking what you need. When you're ready, roll the right foot back over. I'm going to change the level of my blocks so that I can come onto my forearms, but finding what works best for you. Taking a moment to settle into this shape, tune in with the breath. Notice the things that the mind begins to tell you, and then lovingly come back to the breath. Inhale and ground down through the hands as you heel toe your right foot over under your heart. Inhale and open the heart. Exhale to shift the hips back, straightening the right leg with a micro bend. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale to fold over your front leg. Once you've gone as far as the hips will allow, let the whole upper body melt, letting gravity do the work. Inhale to walk the blocks forward and open the heart. Exhale to shift the hips back, finding the micro bend. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to walk the blocks forward, open the heart. Exhale to shift back, micro bend. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. This time we're going to stay here for a bit. Moving the blocks around till you find a comfortable position. Perhaps finding a slight movement as you shift the hips gently left and right. It's such a subtle movement. On the next inhale, shifting forward, opening the heart, stepping the right foot back and coming back into your tabletop. Extend the left leg behind you, planting the toes. Option for stillness or options to pulse. Finding what you need and noticing how it shifts from side to side. On the next inhale, lift the left leg, cross it over the right, looking over your right shoulder. You can stay there, or you can take your left hand to the upper right corner, creating more space down the left side of your body. Remember your breath here. On the next inhale, return the left hand to center as you extend the left leg behind you, grounding down through the left hand, reaching out through the heel, firming up the core. Perhaps you begin to come to the fingertips of your right hand until maybe you lift your right hand, coming into bird dog on this side. And on an exhale, bring the elbow towards the knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, return the right hand while the left foot takes a big step to the top of the mat, coming into lizard on this side. Placing your blocks in a way that feels supportive for you. You can stay here, or you can roll the left foot over so that you can see the bottom of your foot. You can stay here, or you can find some micro movements. When you're ready, rolling that foot back over, grounding down through all the toes, and making your way onto your forearms, whether that be with your blocks or all the way down to the earth. Honoring where your body is, tuning into the breath, noticing the thoughts without judgment, and allowing yourself to be present. On the next inhale, grounding down through the hands, heel toeing the left foot over so that it's under your heart. Inhale and open the heart. Exhale, shift the hips back with a micro bend in your left leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale to roll forward, bending the knee, opening the heart. Exhale to shift back. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale to fold. We'll hold this shape for a moment. So finding support in your blocks, perhaps shifting the hips slightly left and right, noticing how that changes the sensation. Or perhaps stillness is what you need today. Grounding down through the blocks, we'll inhale and open the heart before stepping the left foot back to center. Coming back into our tabletop. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me, but you are welcome to do what feels best for you as we extend the right foot off to the right, the left hand off to the left in line with the knee, and reach the right hand overhead. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach the right arm over. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, over. Inhale, forward. Exhale, over. One more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, over. Inhale, forward. Exhale, over. Inhale, forward. Exhale, over. Bringing the hands back out in front of us, keeping the right leg where it is. On an exhale, shift the hips back towards the heel as you walk your hands forward. Deep breaths here. Perhaps you walk your hands over towards your right foot, left hand on top, adding in a nice side stretch here, breathing deeply into the left side of your body. On the next inhale, walk the hands back as we rise up, returning the right leg. This time we'll extend the left leg out to the left, the right hand off to the right in line with the knee and ankle. Left hand overhead, long line from pinky toe to pinky finger. Inhale forward, exhale over. 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 Inhale, and as we exhale, we'll return the hands back to the mat. Shift the hips back, walking the hands forward, deepening the breath. Perhaps you walk your hands over towards the left foot, right hand on top, finding the side body stretch on this side. Inhaling and breathing deeply into the right side of your body. creating expansion. On the next inhale, walk the hands back through center as we return to the left foot, coming back into our neutral tabletop. Before walking the hands forward, coming onto the forearms, bringing the forehead down to the mat, making our way to puppy pose. Ideally, our hips are right above our knees. Perhaps you roll the head left and right across the forehead, and maybe that creates more space in your shoulders. When you're ready, we'll roll forward onto our bellies, elbows right under the shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades together to open the heart. You can stay there, or perhaps on the inhale, you press into the fingertips and lengthen the arms. Exhale to come back down onto the forearms. Inhale to press into the hands. Exhale to come back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. This time we'll make our way onto our belly, extending the right hand out and the right ear coming onto the mat. Left hand comes under the left shoulder. Pressing into that left hand, we'll roll over onto that right shoulder, perhaps using the left foot as a kickstand. With each deep breath, send that breath to your right shoulder. And as you exhale, reminding your shoulder that it's safe here. Continue the breath just like that. On the next exhale, rolling back onto the belly, this time extending the left arm out, coming onto the left ear, grounding down through the right hand. As we press that hand into the earth and roll on over to the left shoulder, perhaps using the right leg as a kickstand. Inhale deeply, sending the breath to the left shoulder, and exhale, giving yourself permission to release, knowing that you are safe here. On your next exhale, rolling back to the belly. Inhale to press into the palms, shifting our hips back as if we're coming into child's pose. But first, we'll take the right arm under the left and come to lie down on that shoulder. Deep breaths all the way up to the collarbone. Exhaling and softening. Continuing to breathe. Staying connected with the breath. On the next inhale, gradually rising up, lacing the left arm under the right, palm face up, as we come to lie on the left shoulder. Connecting back to the breath once more. finding a nice counter stretch to our shoulder opener. On the next inhale, rising back up into our tabletop, and then making our way into embryo, knees together, feet together, forehead on the mat, and reaching the arms back, palms face up. Allowing yourself to settle in to this shape, using the breath, becoming aware of when the mind wanders, celebrating your ability to notice that wandering mind, and then bring the mind back. There is nowhere else to be. Allowing yourself to stay connected to this moment. Slowly, we'll ground into the hands, making our way to our tabletop, perhaps crossing the ankles behind us to make our way into a seat, bringing the feet out in front of us. We'll begin to round through the spine as we reach forward. Keeping the spine rounded, continuing to reach forward, tailbone tucked, we'll start to roll back one vertebrae at a time, making our way onto our back. When you're ready, cross the right ankle over the left knee. And if this is giving you a lovely sensation, then you can stay right there. If you want something more, perhaps you interlock the fingers behind your thigh or onto your shin and begin to draw the knee towards the chest. I like to use my right elbow to support my right knee. You can stay there, or perhaps you extend the left leg to the sky, finding some ankle circles in one direction and then the other. When you're ready, we'll return both feet to the mat, the left foot and then the right. And this time, the left ankle will come above the right knee. And again, noticing the sensation here. If you're feeling the desired stretch, then enjoy that. If you want to keep exploring, perhaps you interlock the fingers behind the right thigh or maybe the shin, drawing the right knee towards the chest, perhaps using the left elbow to support the left knee. You can stay there, or you can extend the right leg to the sky and find some ankle circles in one direction and then the other. On an exhale, returning the feet back down to the mat, starting with the right foot and then the left. Taking the feet as wide as the mat, allowing the knees to fall all the way to the right. feeling the length down the left side, and then all the way to the left, feeling the length down the right hip. Inhale to bring the knees back to the sky, and then making our way into Shavasana. It could look like traditional Savasana, lying on the back, palms face up, or it can be any position that you can comfortably rest in as we integrate our practice. Begin to settle into stillness. Allow your body to rest in a way that feels supportive. Let the breath move naturally without trying to change it. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Bring your attention to your breath. Feel the inhale arrive. Feel the exhale soften. As you breathe, notice the fact that you are here. You showed up. You met the moment that was in front of you. Let that be acknowledged. Now gently bring to mind something in your life that you are beginning or continuing. Something that requires you to show up without guarantees. It does not need to be big, just real. Notice if the mind immediately reaches for outcomes, for reassurance, for pressure. You don't need to push that away. Simply notice it. Return to the breath. Return to the body. Silently offer yourself this reminder. I am responsible for my presence, not the results. I can choose how to act with care, even when the outcome is uncertain. With each inhale, feel yourself choosing to show up. With each exhale, feel yourself releasing the need to control how it turns out. If it feels supportive, place a hand on your body. Let that touch remind you that effort can be gentle. Commitment does not have to be forceful. Rest here for a few breaths. Nothing to fix, nothing to prove. Before we close, choose one simple intention to take with you. not a goal, not a promise, a way of being. How will you show up in the next conversation, the next task, the next moment of uncertainty? Let that intention settle into your body. When you're ready, begin to deepen your breath. Gently bring movement back into your fingers and toes. As we begin to transition back into the day, remember that the practice does not end here. Each time you return to your breath, each time you choose presence over pressure, you are practicing yoga. When you are ready, we will meet back in a seat. Perhaps the eyes are still closed or the gaze at the base of the mat. If it feels aligned, maybe you bring your hands together at your heart in a show of gratitude for showing up for yourself. Because when you are in that space in you, and I am in that space in me, we are one. Thank you so much for being here.